Show, The Sausaging. TV's only source for all the dude stuff you care about. With two dudes! What? And some toe jam and Earl background music. Toe jam and Earl. Hey, I'm Chris Hardwick. Olivia's on vacation and with George Clooney. And we're coming to you live from a new and refreshed set. Set 2.0. Right, we got a new video wall, we got some new graphics, but it's the same great AOTS you've come to love, so thanks for tuning in. On the show today, we got a knife fight, ladies and gentlemen, and around the net, we'll show you an epic battle with armor, swords, and hits to the noggin. Plus, in the loop, we're talking comic book movies. The Hulk had a big opening weekend for Marvel, and today we're diving into the rumors of their future franchises, like Leo DiCaprio as Captain America. No? He is a dreamboat! And Brad Pitt as Thor. Wow. Why not? Also, today's Gadget Prawn is the Asus M70 laptop. It's got 17 inches, yo! Oh! Loaded with features included Blu-ray, terabyte of space, all for $2,400 bucks. And then we're serving up some naughty sex advice with the Sex on the Streets. Coming up, Anna David teaches us how to orgasm at the same time as our girl. Oh, so sweet. By the way, real dolls don't orgasm. Yes, they do. No, they just tear. Hey, and then you gotta get the vinyl repair. Doesn't even matter if real ones do. Thank you. Yeah. What? They all lay their lifeless. It's the sausage party. Time now to run down the top 5 things on the web. Let's go around the net. I was kidding about that. I was kidding about the orgasm. I thought you were kidding about the sausage. No, orgasm thing. Pepperidge Farm Fun Factory here. That's right. All right, we begin at number 5 with a pair of quick, violent spills. And we couldn't decide which to run, so hey, you're getting a 2-for-1 deal. All right, on the left, we catch a redneck who's up a tree in a laundry basket. And on the right, we have a woman perched precariously atop a mechanical bull. Ready, set, fail! Please hold your enthusiasm. I enjoyed it, but I would like to savor it some more. Kevin and I are not proceeding until we see to number 4 until we see that same video one more time. Agreed. It's better the second time. You see the bull on the right? Listen, now, I just want to be clear. What? It is not because she's a large gal. It is simply funny when rednecks break their spines. Yippity, yippity! Yeah, so please, no fatty letters, y'all. No. Today's number 4 is an ATN First, a serious PSA warning for parents and kids alike about the dangers of sexual predators on the internet. What? Come on, we're not dangerous. We noticed that the young victim in this clip, and I use the air quotes, is chatting via an unusual program. She's using the social network called Notepad.exe. Doesn't ring a bell. Watch it.
There are some very important things that you need to keep in mind when you're on your computer at home or at school. Never give out personal information. Never write to someone who has made you feel uncomfortable or scared. Tell your parents right away if you read or see anything on the internet that makes you feel uneasy. Remember, people online may not be who they say they are.
Come on, and you know what? Clearly made by sexual predators because they always blame the victim. That's right, why I've been self-molesting for years. Yeah, it's not a crime after the first couple of times, right, buddy? I just attacked my own wiener. Did you just get in a man argument with your junk? Yes, I got in an argument with my own wiener. Well, I tell it what to do. Yeah. And then I just choke it. I thought you were going to say you kiss and make up, in which case, 10 points on the flexibility and -5 on the honesty. That's what the yoga and Pilates are for. Men are always getting into arguments that turn physical, whether it's with their junk or with another person, hopefully. Jerk. Whatever. Today's number 3 is a textbook example of this. Bros use their fists. Southern gentlemen use gloves and pistol duels. Nerds do the following. Lied about tapping the monocard or not. I think that was actually the end of a heated argument about the new 4th edition Dungeons & Dragons rule set. What's the really big deal, Kevin? Well, okay, I'm sorry they modified your saving throws, but you gotta put the sword down, freak.
What?
And watching that video reminds me it has been a very, very long time since we've had ourselves a good old-fashioned knife fight!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Attack of the Show Arena for another exciting round of knife fight. Let's meet our competitor. In this corner, at 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing 155 pounds, is the pugilist from Pennsylvania, film director M. Night Shyamalan. He likes his enemies the way he likes his movies. Oh, whip it up! And in this corner, at 6 feet and 1 inch tall, weighing 210 pounds, the automotive assassin from Knight Industries, Michael Knight! There's no kit to help him out tonight, but his patented kit flap is sure to be seen in this fight. Let's get 15 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, knife fight! And Knight is hitting Knight! It's a slapping fest! Knight versus Knight! I've never seen anything like it before! It's amazing! Oh, it's amazing! Knight is hitting Knight! Oh, the slapping of Knight is incredible! Knife fight!
For a moment, it sounded like you were at a Japanese hostess bar with the whimpering and the whining.
And one of them seemed very breakable. By the way, who won?
Nobody wins in a knife fight.
Except the audience.
You're welcome.
Today's number 2 around the net proves beyond a shadow of a doubt why God hates us.
All right, let's assume for argument's sake that there is a God.
Okay.
Now let's assume for argument's sake that the people in the video are following the correct faith.
I'm with you.
Still on board this train? Mm-hmm. All God wants them to do is carry a statue from one end of the church to the other. And you'd think that they'd be able to handle that one small request, right?
Actually, I don't.
Okay.
They broke Jesus. Could have been worse, though.
They could have been, lifting a casket instead.
That would have been worse.
Fumbled like an altar boy. Now, if that video had you questioning your faith, today's Around the Net #1 item will prove that God exists.
Really?
Yes.
It's true, because there's an event at Disney World called Star Wars Weekends. Apparently, every weekend in June, a section of the park is filled with Star Wars characters and celebrities.
Yes, and lucky for us, these are prequel-era Star Wars characters, so they're not concerned about things like staying in character or making any sense.
So Darth Vader, arguably one of the most terrifying forces in the known universe, can do something like, say, an accurately choreographed performance of Michael Jackson's 1982 zombie pop song Thriller.
No. I love it when he throws out the force choke, because some kid was just trying to eat Dippin' Dots.
There are so many layers of nerd sediment going on there.
If we could get video of them practicing this in their parents' garage, that would be Around the Net #1.
That would be amazing. Day. But then what happens at the end? Does Darth Vader's cat eyes turn around to accurately represent the end of the video?
I would love some bad-style gangland dance fights. That would have been more appropriate.
Sadly, yes. Yes, it would have. Say, to get your daily viral fix, go to g4tv.com/aroundthenet. And then I did this last time, so if you don't mind.
Don't forget to catch tonight's 10 o'clock show! Featuring ATN After Hours. Tonight you meet... Oh, I thought you wanted to see me get naked. I guess you want to see April Scott. She's a model, a college valedictorian, and a practicing thespian.
Wow.
Yeah, she also happens to be Daisy Duke in the prequel to the Dukes of Hazzard movie. You can see more of April's jugs of moonshine after hours.
Woo! I'd sure like to have intercourse with her vagina.
Right now, it's time for the only news you need to know. Here's Allison Hayslip and the feed headlines.
Thanks, guys. All right, here's what's coming up in the feed. First, Sirius Satellite Radio and XM Radio are inching closer to getting FCC approval on their merger. Plus, your MySpace is getting a complete update. We'll tell you all about the brand spanking new features you can expect this week. And they've hired a screenwriter for the live-action film version of the anime Robotech, and he doesn't suck. It's all coming your way in just a few minutes, but first, back to you guys.
All right, still ahead, the Loop wonders if we've turned another page on comic book movies. We'll find out if the Hulk's success will fuel more Marvel movies, and if the Dark Knight, of course, has anything to worry about.
So, in the military tech, we'll look at a weapon that shoots lava. Molten projectiles aren't just for D&D anymore.
That's right, rogues. And later, Anna David returns with sex on the streets to tell us how to orgasm at the same time as our ladies. Like dudes care. Anna's like the Batman of sex, but instead of punching with her fists, she punches with answers.
Knowledge is painful.
Stick around. I'm not going to say it.
Around the Net is presented by Mentos. New Mentos Gum. It's mouth-watering.
Generosity.
That's right. It's legendary hospitality. Legendary hospitality.
Hey, everybody, we're live. It's a bunch of dudes talking about dude stuff. And
I'll proof we're live. Poop. Yeah, I couldn't have said that if the
you
show
can't
was taped.
script that.
Nope. Here's the feed.
I'm Allison Hayslip, and here are your top stories. The merger of Sirius Satellite Radio and XM Radio cleared a major hurdle last night. The FCC is recommending approval of the two companies turning into one. Before they get a final vote of yes on the buyout, the new $3.8 billion company has to satisfy a few conditions. They'll have to turn 24 channels into non-commercial and minority programming and agree to open radio standards. Despite the concessions, many consumer groups are still not happy about the recommendation. They think the new company is a monopoly on the satellite radio industry. Yahoo rejected Microsoft's proposal to buy out the company and an offer to work with them strictly for search advertising. Instead, Yahoo inked a deal with Google. The pact will bring an extra $800 million a year in revenue to Yahoo, but Microsoft is already crying foul. They say the deal gives Yahoo a 90% share of the search market, which is a monopoly. To make sure it's not a monopoly, the Yahoo deal won't take place for 3.5 months for regulatory review. MySpace has been undergoing extensive renovations over the last 6 months, and they're unveiling the results this week. Starting today, there will be a new navigation, search, profile editing tools, and an update to MySpace TV. There'll be more templates to choose from to personalize profiles, but sadly, there's nobody to police profiles that are already, well, obnoxious. MySpace TV will give YouTube a run for the money. It'll support HD, and users can embed video on any other website or blog. The changes can be seen today, but the homepage won't change until Wednesday. Chud.com reports that Lawrence Kasdan, the man who wrote The Empire Strikes Back and Raiders of the Lost Ark, has been hired to write the live-action feature film adaptation of the anime Robotech. The story is about an alien starship that crashes in the South Pacific, and scientists use the technology to develop giant robots and fight off alien invaders. Tobey Maguire's production company is developing the film with Warner Brothers. And finally, the Incredible Hulk raked in the green at the box office this weekend. The not-so-jolly green giant brought in almost $55 million. That's good news for Hulk fans. A representative from Marvel Studios hinted that a sequel could be in the works. And of course, we'll see the Hulk again in the Avengers film in 2010. But the question is whether Edward Norton will return to play Bruce Banner again after his public spat with Marvel. Meanwhile, Kung Fu Panda dropped to second place with $34 million, and just behind it was M. Night Shyamalan's film The Happening with $30 million. Well, that's it for today, but don't worry, the feed doesn't stop here. Stay tuned to G4 all day and look for the feed ticker at the bottom of your screen. We'll have all the news you need to know as it happens. I'm Allison Hayslip, and you've just been fed.
Seems like superhero movies can do no wrong this summer, and even failed franchises like The Incredible Hulk have been resurrected into box office juggernauts. So what made the Hulk such a smash? And what's next for the green-skinned Goliath? Let's find out in The Loop. Joining us to help us make sense of it all, West Coast editor for Ain't It Cool News, Moriarty is here. Drew, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. For those who haven't seen it, I think there's 3 people in the audience who didn't go out to see Hulk this weekend. Do you recommend it? Are you telling people to go out and watch this movie?
Oh, absolutely. I think this is, I don't know if I'd say it's the best of the Marvel movies, but it might be the most Marvel of the Marvel movies. This really gets the comics right, and it feels like a comic book in all the right ways.
Well, what makes it so Marvel, Drew, exactly?
Well, I think the fact that we're finally seeing building blocks of a larger Marvel universe where everything's all connected, and I think they got the Hulk right this time as a character. Not just Banner, but the Hulk. Everything about him feels accurate. Everything about him feels very superhero.
Right, there's actually like emotion and thought going on behind the CG and not just, oh, action sequence time,
well,
let's shut off everything else and focus on the eye candy.
Yeah, it helps that they've, that with the tech now, you can actually have Norton performing the Hulk, so you get a soul out of the character, and the CG really works to convey thought and emotion this time.
Well, Drew, early buzz around the film was lackluster at best, and you know, many were saying this thing is going to tank. There wasn't an ounce of interest. Even at the screening that I saw, people were kind of hanging their heads in shame a little bit before the movie even started. The film makes almost $55 million this weekend. What changed? What got people into the theaters?
Well, I think obviously the Iron Man helped a lot, because I think Iron Man was so good, and people had such goodwill towards Marvel coming out of it. And then putting Tony Stark in the commercials, very smart. It may have ruined one of the film's surprises, but it conveyed to people that this is the same world, and I think it really got audiences interested.
Do you think mainstream audiences actually saw Robert Downey in the trailer and connected Iron Man to this movie, though?
Absolutely. I think that there's such a charge. Iron Man was such a good film, and I think there's so much goodwill towards Downey now that seeing him in the trailer was like an automatic spark for people that brought them in.
All right, so Drew, so what happens now? Obviously, this is a big hit. Marvel's kind of on a roll here. Do we see a Hulk sequel coming out, or is this just going to be part of the Avengers movie in 2011? Is that the next time we're going to see the Green Giant?
I think they have a lot of options with the Hulk. The Hulk is a great character to drop into other films. He doesn't have to necessarily carry his own picture. I know there's been talk about whether or not to drop him into other sequels, like, say, Iron Man 2, and in maybe one or two scenes. And he's great because he can play both sides of the fence. He can be a threat that somebody has to get rid of, or he can be a hero who's helping with something.
And do you think we'll see Edward Norton come back? I mean, there was that highly publicized feud between Marvel and Norton. And
I think the feud kind of got blown out of proportion. I think Norton is a very passionate actor. I think he gets very intent on making sure that the cut of a film is something he's very proud of.
Right. You do not want to make him angry.
But I seriously don't think he dislikes the movie. He's done some publicity. He was at the premiere. I think that he's aware enough of what the film has become and how people have responded to it that there's a chance you may see him again.
And how does Marvel's strategy play out over the long term? I mean, obviously they're tying in different franchises. They're trying to make it seem like a cohesive universe that all these characters are running around in. Are we going to see more of that? Is that going to pay off for them?
We're all building towards 2011, which is when the Avengers film is going to come out. We've seen now hints of that in Iron Man and the Hulk. Ant-Man is in development with Edgar Wright writing and directing. Thor is coming. And these scripts are really strong, and they're all the right kind of building blocks. I think Ant-Man is very smart. I think Thor is a great big fantasy movie. They're all different, but they all add up to one big event that, if they do it right, could become one of the largest opening weekends in film history.
But Drew, that's of course if they do it right. If there's one bad block in the Marvel Jenga tower, you know, is it going to ruin 2011? Is it going to ruin the Avengers, and this entire notion of making a coherent world?
I think they're being very careful about the building blocks. They're working with creators who have very strong visions. I think the casting is opened up. You get more and more A-list actors who are coming in now and want to play in this world. So I'd be really surprised to see them make the misstep.
All right, well, we got a few more comic-based and hero-based movies this summer. I mean, there's Wanted, Hellboy 2, Hancock, The Dark Knight. Are these going to have huge box office results as well?
Well, I think Hancock has Will Smith, who's bulletproof. He's July 4th weekend is gold for him.
Right.
Hellboy 2 is fantastic. I've seen it, and it's better than the first one. I think it might be Guillermo's best big-budget movie. I think that, and Dark Knight, I've heard nothing but good from people that have seen it. I really think that we're in a summer right now that is pretty unrivaled in terms of delivering on the promise of these films.
And do we think DC is going to attempt a similar Marvel approach with their franchises and try to tie them all together as well?
I know DC's been looking at a way to do that. They've talked to guys like David Goyer, Zach Penn about coming in and possibly, or Tom DeSanto, about being sort of an overall guru for DC films to help get them in line and start doing this. I'm glad that they backed off of making Justice League instead of jumping right in and trying to do that first. They need to really get their house in order, pay attention to how to build that world, and then if they earn it, I'd love to see them do it.
Completely agree with you, Drew. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you on, as always. Thanks for keeping us in the loop.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
All right, now let's go over to Olivia, or Hardwick, or whoever.
Common mistake. War is hell, but the weapon's dream, of course, is to be killed by Project Mayhem, though, on that tip.
After a three-way with the White Queen and Spider-Woman.
Oh, hey, still ahead in today's Gadgetron, we've got the Asus M70 computer. It's got a 17-inch full HD screen, Blu-ray support, and a terabyte of storage.
A what?
A terabyte of storage.
A what?
Plenty of space to hide sex tapes.
Maybe for you, Hardwick.
Uh-oh.
And later, Anna David tries to help a guy that found a sex tape of his girl that he's not in. Yeah. Chris is, though.
Yeah.
It's just part of today's Sex on the Street.
I didn't know he'd find it.
We've got to stop banging so many chicks.
Well,
The feed is brought to you by the U.S. Army. They're strong, and then there's Army Strong. Find out more at goarmy.com.
On second thought, screw your leader. Take me to your bitches.
Guys, I have some news.
What?
I'm trading this game in at GameStop tomorrow.
Whoa. What about all we've been through together? The killer levels, the merciless ambushes, the painful incinerations. Isn't that worth something?
Yeah. About $15.
150 titles are worth $15 or more when you trade them in for a new game at GameStop. Power to the players.
Should consumers who bought an HD DVD player be given a refund? Absolutely. Blu-ray is now the prevalent format.
Don't get mad because Blu-ray wrong.
You paid a whole bunch of money for a dead format. That'll teach you. How about you wait next time?
And more of the latest news on computers and tech, check out g4tv.com/thefeed. Now, as you just saw, it's no secret that the show loves tech, right? And we love us some buying of the gadgets, you know, especially when we buy them early. I mean, somebody's got to be the brave early adopter, and I have done it time and time again.
Well, I have too, Kevin, but sometimes we get burned. It's part of the adventure. There's an entire landfill of HD players that weren't G-cycled. Sorry, Mother Nature. So here's your chance to jumpstart your savings and win the cash to replace your outdated tech.
Yes, pay attention. We want to know what first-gen gadgets you splurged on and why. Virtual Boy, anybody? Exactly. That's right. Today, we're announcing the Early Adopter Gadget Replacement Contest presented by Wachovia Way to Save.
The Zune. Here's what's up for grabs. A trip or two to Los Angeles to be on AOTS. A chance to grab up to $5,000 in the Wachovia Money Booth.
Yep.
It's everything you need to enter is at g4tv.com/adopters.
All right, now get entering. The contest ends on July 7th, but right now, we got to check in with Morgan to see what gaming news X-Play has coming up. Morgan.
Thanks, guys. Now, we've got a huge show tonight. There's even more Ninja Gaiden 2 drama as we have the latest news on the class action lawsuit that is rumored to be filed by the remaining members of Team Ninja against Tecmo in tonight's gaming update. Then the word is in on Snake's final mission. Don't miss our review of Metal Gear Solid 4, the game that industry analysts say will sell more PlayStation 3s than Grand Theft Auto 4. Plus, Kristen Holt will be here to reveal the secrets to finding your favorite Star Wars characters and unlocking a certain scruffy-looking nerf herder in LEGO Indiana Jones. And we have an all-access pass to play God in Sports Creature Creator. If you've ever doodled little monsters in a notebook, you're going to love this game. So we've got all that and more at 8. Back to you.
Hi, Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Breaking gaming news. I still suck at Metal Gear.
What?
Yep. Thank you.
Well, here's some new...
Attack This is brought to you by Break.com. Great flicks, hot chicks, cool pics. The trains have left Mark Wahlberg stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, why would you just stop? You can't just leave us here.
He's trying to find out what's going on.
We lost contact.
With who?
Everyone.
But he isn't getting any answers. What happens next? Will the passengers be attacked? Will they turn on each other? Or will they be left for dead? Find out after the break.
wrong end of the joystick stuck up in the handhold. You're in line for a pitfall, kid, you get on. In terms of your two-player mastery, this is once per scan line, not hide and seek. And I'm the pride of geeks who are shameless and brazen in this snobbery over whose console is most ancient and most Asian. Bootleg or legit, emulated rear projection on the side of a blimp. Elevated, point up, point out the pixels, but don't miss your button finger whip for snapper. This old rapper will top your score with his best. I already did a Polaroid test. It's a nerd's world.
The trains have left Mark Wahlberg stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, why would you just stop? You can't just leave us here.
He's trying to find out what's going on.
We lost contact.
With who?
Everyone.
But he isn't getting any answers. What happens next? Will the passengers be attacked? Will they turn on each other? Or will they be left for dead? M. Night doesn't want us to tell you, but you can find out now because The Happening is in theaters everywhere.
If you guys could have one genetic defect, what would it be?
Just one? Have they not seen us?
I've asked that question a lot, and I think, like every guy, I'd like to have penises instead of fingers.
Right?
10 penises, bringing up my total number of penises from 11 up from its current 1.
That's 10 additional peni.
That would be 10 additional.
And you still would refuse to wear gloves.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No, I'd be totally proud. I'd eat with chopsticks. Actually, I wouldn't need chopsticks.
You wouldn't need chopsticks. You'd use your penis stick.
Thanks for the sushi.
Appreciate that.
And then it'd be really awkward because I'd be getting off in the sushi
And contrary to what the wiki says, you can fit more than 3.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Wait a minute.
Anna David is like the female version of those fellows from that Sex and the City movie. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right. Here's our own. This is Carrie with a little bit of Samantha. Yeah, that's right. I know their stupid names.
Really?
They're helping everyone out with their sex queries.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Anna David, and I'm here in one of the sexiest cities in the world. You know what I think is even sexier? I'll give you a hint. It's in your pants. There's a lot of people out there who need a little bit of help in the Department of Love. So Attack of the Show sent me to the streets of New York to give some hands-on advice. I'm standing here on the street with Eric. And Eric, coincidentally, has a question for me.
Yeah, I've got quite a question. So I really want to know how I can make it so that my girlfriend and I both orgasm at the same time.
I wish there was an answer I could give you that's just like, oh, you do this, you do this, you do this, and it'll always happen. But the thing about that is it's an inexact science. So even if you can manage it, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to hit that mark every single time. The best thing to do, I mean, I'm assuming if you're like most men, you're probably reaching that point before she is. So the onus is really on you to hang out and wait a while. I mean, if that means you've got to picture, Roseanne Barr, if you've got to think about golf, whatever it is you've got to do to sort of let her catch up to you.
Back away.
Yeah, that's the goal. There is a position that is really, really good for this. It's called the cat.
Okay.
Which stands for coital alignment technique. But like, I can't really go into too many details because this is a television show and, but if you go home, you sort of Google that, you look that stuff up online.
Okay.
I promise you, Eric, you are not going to be out on the streets asking random questions. You're going to be inside. Girlfriend's never going to let him out of bed.
I'm going to go Google that right now.
You do that.
Is it normal to grow out of, watching porn, grow out of looking at porn in your mid-20s?
Well, okay, either you're a really good liar who wants to come on TV and make yourself look really good, or, this is a question I've actually never been confronted with before.
I don't understand.
And I think you are the rare man who is actually growing up as he gets older. It doesn't always happen. I mean, I get a lot of the opposite question, which is I'm watching porn obsessively, and I don't want to have sex with my girlfriend, or I need to think about porn when I'm having sex with my girlfriend. So I think your woman is a lucky, lucky woman.
That's what I'm saying.
And you understand that after a while, porn can get kind of boring. I've said it. Porn can get kind of boring. I mean, how many do you need to see?
Am I crazy? I'm not crazy.
I think you're a good guy. I definitely don't think you're crazy.
I like you.
So I think that this is all a good thing. I don't think you need to worry about if it's normal, if you're crazy. Okay. I think you know what, Trend? I think you are the new man for 2008.
That's what I'm talking
Let's hear
about.
it. Yeah.
was at my girlfriend's house the other night, and I found a video on her computer of her having sex with her ex-boyfriend, and I don't really know how to confront her about it.
Well, there's a good news and bad news scenario for you. The good news, you don't have to confront her. The bad news, you don't have to confront her because it was not your right to go snooping on her computer and looking through her videos until you found one of her having sex with her ex-boyfriend. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that whatever it is she did before she met you isn't really your business until she chooses to tell you about it. So the best thing you can do is put it out of your mind and don't go snooping again. Can you do that?
I can do that.
Just doing my bit to help the guys out in New York. I'm Anna David. See you next time I go in your pants.
A lot of porn talk. Porn doesn't get tired. You don't get tired of porn. You go through phases. It's like 1 minute it's got to be hardcore, the next minute dimly lit, you know, college footage where they didn't know it was being filmed. The next minute 80s.
I enjoy the vintage porn where it's black and white and everyone looks old even though they're young, and then you just hear like these jump jiving whale tunes like "Last another tweeting of the nightingale," or they're having sex on a hand knitted quilt. That's good stuff.
It's not. Hey, look, it's not. And if the woman leaves her files unprotected on the computer, her fault entirely.
Well, you're very popular now. You just became
password
very
protect
popular.
it. It's not that hard.
You can password protect your computer. You can also password protect your area from other dudes when they're filming you.
Yeah, that also helps.
You know, wherever people are confused about what goes into what hole,
Anna David is there, huh? What's the Batman logo that they put onto the clouds for that? Someone's in trouble. It's just a hole and a question mark, or what?
Yeah, it's a vajay.
No, all right.
Yeah.
Right now, let's head over to some guys.
But a well-groomed one.
Oh yeah, it's got to be preened. Let's go to some guys that are always there for us. M. Night Shyamalan and Michael Knight. They have actually a very special message.
Can't wait to see it.
Thanks, guys. It's been a hard day for us Knights. Early in the show, we had a brutal fight.
And since then, we've had time to reflect and have actually become friends. In fact, later tonight, we're planning on ordering a pizza and watching G4's The Best of AOTS Olivia special.
You can join the Mun Fun, too. Just go to Xbox Live and download it for free. It's magical, it's mystical, and it ends with a twist.
Back to you, Kevin and Chris.
Well, now you know, and the more you knowing is half the battle to grow on. Hey, that's a great-looking couple. But still ahead, we failed the incredible McCain girl.
Yes, think Obama girl meets the Hulk meets John McCain meets epic fail. Stay tuned, everybody.
A lot of layers.
Yep, that's all me. Don't pretend you're not impressed, baby.
If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life.
Exploitative. Carl Condrani on G4.
What? Parents just don't understand.
What? What? I don't know. You asking me what, but I didn't.
What?
Without the hyperbole, this is what... Thank you for killing the lounge. This is one of the worst videos we've seen all political season.
Folks, today's epic fail is the right wing's answer to Obama girl, creatively named McCain girl.
Oh,
they're so good with the twist.
It's somebody else.
That's the... Here she's trying to capitalize on the popularity of Marvel's Jade Giant.
I've got a problem. I just get so angry when Democrats attack McCain.
He lies a lot more. He has no honor.
We are the party of tomorrow. He's the party of yesterday. He's the past. We're the future.
'Cause I gotta cry.
Let them bring it on. Who they got? John McCain?
That made about as much sense as the Republican health care. Am I right?
Oh, political snap!
Damn!
Easy, Huffington Hardwick.
Little known fact, this is actually the Edward Norton cut of The Incredible Hulk.
Which I
so
liked.
You just saw it
I thought that was great. There's no reason to...
He wanted boobs on the Hulk. Why
and
not?
kudos to Obama girl for being able to strike that mud flap girl pose
It was
even
great.
while going through cinder blocks.
Absolutely.
The makers picked a character to support McCain whose superpower, let me get this right, is that she gets big, angry, and stupid. Maybe not the best message to put out there. I know Republicans respond well to it, but...
I say, oh, doy.
Thank you.
Murray on an all-new AOTS. A star is broken in break moments in de-evolution. A handy-capable man finds out his wheelchair handy can't go down an escalator. You're welcome.
He tries, though. He tries. It's okay. He didn't feel it. And it's TV Tuesday. We'll sweet things up with Be Kind, Rewind, and Rate Machine Girl, which is an Asian cinema pick about a schoolgirl that has a machine gun arm.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. And in the loop, we'll load up a discussion with Mozilla about the imminent release of Firefox 3.0. Go to g4tv.com/AOTS for all things stateside and more. Goodbye, everybody.